Hi everyone. I just wanted to give a quick demo of my app that I've been working on over the last year or so. It's called Grammatika, and it is a language learning app that is currently focused on Russian grammar. So it's going to give you two different types of exercises. The first one here is basically it gives you a sentence. It removes one of the words from the sentence, and then it asks you to choose the correct form of that word. So it's going to practice declension and conjugation. Um, so yeah, basically you're gonna pick an option here and it's gonna tell you whether you're right or wrong. And I could of course have translated that before I went ahead and chose an option, but yeah, this explains that Bula was the correct form of the word. And if I go ahead and hit show explanation, it's gonna show me the explanation. And it's basically gonna show, yeah, like why that form of the word was correct and how you can form that form of the word. So yeah, just really good for, practicing declension and conjugation there. And then yeah, first off the bat, you can kind of see there's some UI tweaks that need to be made. Masculine's kind of overflowing or wrapping there. But yeah, so here it's going to give you a noun, and you're basically tasked with choosing the correct form of the, or correct gender rather, of the noun. So this was something I didn't really understand when I first started learning the language, and it's since become like a little bit easier. I mean, it's pretty easy once you get it down, but yeah, when I first started developing this, this was not something I understood. So I went ahead and just added it as an exercise. And then again, now I can translate it. I couldn't translate it before because it would have shown the gender. So if I actually click on translation for a noun, it's going to take me to the Wiktionary page, and it's going to show me that this is basically a hyena and that it's feminine. So yeah. And again, I can show the explanation and it'll tell me like if it ends in an A or a ya, it's going to be basically a feminine noun. Again, I'm just going to choose an option here. This is another example. I can click on any of these. So Maya, I can see is Mai, uh, which is, I think, May. Yeah, May. So yeah, you can kind of like look at like the etymology of the word and also obviously the definition. So yeah, that's kind of the two exercises. And we'll talk a bit more about exercises in a bit. If I open the menu here, I can go to, well, first of all, I can report a bug or feature request on the GitHub. So this will just link you to the Grammatica GitHub page. I can also go into statistics, and this will show me sort of like which exercise types I'm having like the most or least success with. So you can see my past tense masculine verbs are at a 0 pass rate alongside a number of other word form types. And you'll see that neuter nouns I always get right. Feminine nouns I get most of the time. Masculine nouns I get most of the time. So yeah, this is an ascending order, so you can kind of quickly see like which exercises you are doing the worst with. And you can also filter by like different time periods, so like day, week, month, year. Um, and again, you can kind of see some of the like UI tweaks that need to be made. The radio button is sort of like a black on gray, so it's maybe harder to see the radio button. That's just with us recently doing dark mode. We probably just need to make those white. If we jump into settings, there's a number of different things I want to call out here. So you can quickly choose your appearance, either light mode, dark mode, or automatic, which is just going to look at the system setting and go ahead and take that. We also have miscellaneous settings here, which will automatically show the explanation. That's sort of the one miscellaneous setting we have so far. So if I were to turn that on, it's going to automatically show the explanation after answering an exercise instead of waiting for you to press the button. And then the last thing here is there's a list of enabled exercises. So we have like inflection here, nouns, nominative. I can go ahead and like pick and choose which exercise types I want to do. So if I want to do only practice identifying gender, I can like check all of the inflection ones off. But then yeah, like if I wanted to also work on like past tense masculine verbs, which is something that looking at statistics I've previously struggled with, I can only check that one, and then I could literally make it so that's like the only exercise type that they're going to give me. So yeah, it's like very like fine grained, I'd say. Like it really lets you get like pretty pretty detailed in like what types of exercises you want to be practicing. So yeah, and then the last thing I want to call out is basically that like the way that this was programmed, there's a lot of room for, uh, I guess, like there's a lot of flexibility. So this is using the Open Russian database, if anyone's familiar with that. And so long as a language is sort of structured in the same way that the Open Russian database is structured, you could go ahead and drop it in. So like Spanish, I know openspanish.org is also a thing that I guess the creators of Open Russian are also working on. So like in theory, if those two databases were sort of like structured the same way, we could easily drop that into here and make this like a Spanish language learning app as well. And there's also a lot of potential for adding new exercise types. So basically, there are two, there's like an answer object and an exercise or question object. And those two things are very flexible in the fact that you could like make a custom exercise or a custom answer type. And yeah, so like one thing I want to add is identifying time or dates. So like if I had like Devate Amaya or whatever, you'd be able to pick like, okay, that is the 9th of May from like a calendar. That's an exercise that could easily be added without having to like re-architect very much of the app. As well as picking time. So like if I heard like biz decity pet, um, don't knock the pronunciation. That would be like 450, I believe. So yeah, it's just like a lot of potential for adding different things. Also identifying numbers. So if I had been presented like 1,246 in Russian, I would need to then type in what that number is and be able to identify it. So yeah, those are all things that I struggle with, and there's a lot of potential for just adding them as exercises here. So that's pretty much the high level overview of the app. I am looking for, people to contribute open source. Again, it could be, expanded to other languages. It could have other exercises added. So it feels like there's a lot of potential for collaboration on the project. And yeah, the last thing I will also call out is right now the database is stored locally. So I haven't built an API to basically read from the Open Russian database like remotely. The full Open Russian database is stored on device, which makes it like a 100 meg download. So it's pretty big. That is something that we are going to want to eventually introduce. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed the demo. And yeah, if you're interested, feel free to reach out on the GitHub. I'll be waiting there. And if anyone's interested, great. Thank you.